In its first few years, Splatoon has already become my favorite Nintendo franchise. Its characters are charming, its world is fascinating, and above all, its gameplay is fluid, fast-paced fun. Of course, with great games comes great music, and Splatoon's soundtrack is a prime example with its unique mix of energy, attitude, and aquatic antiquities. No matter the genre, the Splatoon series consistently puts out exceptional music. And for the 7th anniversary of the series, I decided to look back at the music from the very beginning. But I could easily stop and remember this music anytime I wanted. In order to fully appreciate this music, I'm going to review and rank every single song. To be clear, every song in the official soundtrack is fair game, except the beta version of Splatak. The Squid Sisters solos included with their amiibo will also be considered, since they're unique from other songs and can be heard in-game. Live versions will not be considered since they cannot be heard in-game, and they're really just embellishments of the original music anyways. As for the songs I am considering, I've divided the soundtrack into 4 major categories: battle music, Octo Valley music, extra music, and jingles. Each of these categories will have their own rankings in order to better judge the songs in their proper contexts. But after every category has been reviewed and ranked, there will be a complete ranking of the soundtrack to determine which is the best song in Splatoon.
Extra music fills in the gaps between the main modes. Whether they be in between battles or hanging out in Inkopolis Plaza, they all play a role in adding to the experience, even if they're not the main focus. A common thread throughout this section is simple but effective, though a few of these songs do go the extra mile. Regardless of length though, each of these songs justifies its existence with the same level of quality as the rest of the soundtrack. The Wind theme is deeply invigorating. The electric guitar gets center stage, but the drums and inkling chants are what bring it all together. This song isn't just affirming your victory, it's outright bragging about it, which is right in line with the teenage spirit. The extravagantly competitive nature of the Wind theme makes it all the more satisfying to hear, especially after an intense game. The Lost theme sounds a lot like a modern synthesized version of wah 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 wah. The electronic beats align with the sad pitter-patter of your sore heart as you find out just how poorly you did. Add a little bass guitar to bring it all together, and you've got a song that cuts deep and rubs your loss in your face every time. Just as the Wind theme is competitively invigorating, the Lost theme is competitively irritating, making the two songs perfect counterparts to each other. Character creation is a simple loop that doesn't overstay its welcome. Its muted sound makes it feel like you're creating your character underground before it makes its way to the surface. And, as one of the first songs you hear, it also gives you a preview of what's to come with its instruments. Splatoon Jam Session is exactly what you'd think it is. An alternate version of Splatoon that sounds like the band was just jamming out in the studio. It builds up with different instruments until getting to a more familiar version of Splatoon, finally ending with a section that uses an epic electric guitar. Though it takes a while to build up, the Jam Session edition nonetheless has its own flair that makes it stand out from the original. Visiting Inkopolis Plaza plays during the game's opening title screen. The camera gives you an epic bird's eye view of Inkopolis Plaza before panning down to show you amidst your fellow Inklings. From the lead up with the bubbly sounds in the beginning, to the hint of calamari incantation at the end, this song is a great introduction to the world and the music of Splatoon. Every time you start up the game, you're greeted to a news broadcast courtesy of the Squid Sisters. They usually just tell you about the current stage rotation for each mode, but they'll also inform you about other special events like game updates or Splatfests. The song itself is a pretty standard news broadcast song. It has a bit of a rhythm to it, but overall, it's unobtrusive. And for the context, that's perfectly fine. Inkopolis Plaza tutorial gets down to business and gets you up to speed. It combines the character creation loop with the instrumentation of Jam Session Splatoon, showing that once this is over, you'll have all you need to know how to hang with the kids in Inkopolis. It's not the most unique song, but it's put together just right and paced just well enough to enhance the tutorial that accompanies it. Inkopolis Plaza has all sorts of sounds all over the place. Whether you're chatting it up with other Inklings, passing by the shops, or sneaking over to Spike, there's plenty of variety in the music. Functionally, they're little more than cute Easter eggs, but if you ever decide to go exploring in Inkopolis Plaza, there's some neat little songs to be found. The lobby is your menu for selecting battles. Its theme has a strong lead guitar and even stronger rhythm, and those combined with the moderate pace give the song a sort of pre-game locker room feeling. No matter how long you spend musing over which mode you'd like to play, the lobby theme tells you, this battle is gonna be awesome. Double Bath is a nice relaxing song that makes the wait for your battle much nicer. It's easy to compare to elevator music, but its tropical style would also be right at home in a comforting spa. Combine that with the simple game of Squid Jump to take your mind off the waiting. Oh yeah, remember when you could actually play a game while you wait, instead of, I don't know, sitting there messing with the music, or shooting at stationary targets that give you no actual practice? And Double Bath is a nice comforting song that respects your ears just as much as your time. Looking Fresh plays in the shops of Inkopolis Plaza. The hip-hop style moves at a steady pace that keeps it relatively calm, but still fun, and it feels right at home in the little shop. Not only that, but it changes slightly depending on the shop you're in. Cooler Heads uses a sort of water droplet sound, and Jelly Fresh uses a triangle. Ammonites has a muted radio-like sound, and Shrimp Kicks doubles down on the hip-hop. On the Splatoon CD, they use Ammonite's version in the B section on the second loop, right before dropping the beat with Shrimp Kick's version. It doesn't make a big difference for the ranking, but I really like it. City of Color is another Squid Sisters classic. All the usual elements of their style are here. It's upbeat like Ink Me Up, and its melody is used in Maritime Memory, which makes both songs even more memorable. Of course, we can't talk about Squid Sisters and memorable music without this next song. Calamari Incantation, traditional, can't be heard within the game, but it gives a good insight into a defining moment in the Squid Sisters' lives. Long before the version we know and love today, the Calamari Incantation was known as the Chorus of Calamari County, and it was well known and widely sung. To quote Sunken Scroll 17, Callie and Marie won Inkopolis' first annual youth folk singing contest. Their remarkable voices earned them a standing ovation from all present and catapulted them into the spotlight. While it's technically not confirmed that this is the song they sung, there seems to be a strong connection between the two. The Chorus of Calamari County invites anyone who knows the lyrics to sing along. Though Callie and Marie clearly prefer making music together, they've also both made solo tracks, which would eventually get their own music videos for the game's final Splatfests. We'll see very quickly how each of their personalities and voices can stand alone just as well as they stand together. Bomb Rush Blush reflects Callie's crazy character. It leans heavily into the usual electro pop, yet with the lower synth acting as the bass. The song is energetic throughout, without much rising or falling, but the segment right before the chorus has strong downbeats that get you excited for the chorus to follow. Overall, it's a cute song for an even cuter Squid. Tide Goes Out reflects Marie's mellow mood. Synthwaves underscore the whole song, with subtle lo-fi percussion adding to the relaxing tone. And yet, the song doesn't stay completely relaxed. The crescendo of the chorus is powerful, hitting a few high notes we'd typically expect from Callie. And yet, the chorus reaches its peak and quickly drops the melody back down to a calm pace. It's as if the chorus is reflecting on the beauty of the changing tides, powerful as they come in and peaceful as they go out. Overall, it's a beautiful song for an even more beautiful squid. We've covered a lot of ground in such a short time, but it's been a fun time. Sure, the past two categories were the highlights, but they wouldn't be highlights without all the short, simple steps in between. In 15th place is Inkopolis Plaza. The default version is fun and memorable for how simple it is, but other than finding an amusing Easter egg or being thorough for a YouTube video, there's not much reason to listen to any of these variants. In 14th place is Inkopolis News. It's unremarkable, but just enjoyable enough to not be dead last. In 13th place is Lobby Theme. It is fitting, but listening to it separately gets repetitive very fast. In 12th place is Character Creation. Again, just a nice simple loop that keeps you engaged for the game to come. In 11th place is Inkopolis Plaza Tutorial. It's just energetic enough to catch your interest, and yet only a fraction of what's to come. In 10th place is Visiting Inkopolis Plaza. This gets a slight edge over the others purely for its presentation in-game. In 9th place is Splatoon Jam Session. It's a good variation on a well-known classic, but unlike the classic, this version takes a very long time to build up and doesn't even hit the same highs as the original. Or maybe it does and the long build-up just kinda undercuts it. In 8th place is Double Bath. It's not just waiting music, it invites you to get comfortable. In 7th place is Lookin' Fresh. Its fun hip-hop is enough to make every trip to the shops worthwhile. In 6th place is Calamari Incantation Traditional. Not only is it a fun time hearing the locals in Calamari County sing along and even interweaving their own parts into it, but it's also a fascinating look into the history of Inkopolis and of the Squid Sisters. In 5th place is City of Color. Yes, it's the Squid Sisters, but other Squid Sisters songs are more memorable. In 4th place is Lost Theme. This song makes you feel like you lost, and that's why I like it. In 3rd place is Bomb Rush Blush. The vibrant nature of this song is a staple of Callie's design. In 2nd place is Win Theme. I don't think any victory theme I've ever heard has come close to matching this energy. It so accurately conveys the raw emotions of winning a hard-fought battle. It just barely comes second for being a bit repetitive, even if I can understand why that is. In 1st place is Tide Goes Out. The push and pull amidst the soothing synth gives the song beauty that few other Splatoon songs can match, giving Tide Goes Out the title of the best extra song in Splatoon.